The hidden power of your pineal gland. What happens every night will shock you. For centuries, the pineal gland, a tiny mysterious organ nestled deep within the brain, has captivated curious minds and spiritual seekers alike. Hidden in the brain's core, this humble gland is often linked to questions that stretch far beyond biology, reaching into the realms of mysticism, consciousness, and the unknown. Across countless cultures and traditions, it is known as the third eye, a symbol of inner vision and spiritual insight. This association with the mystical is no accident. The pineal gland has long been shrouded in a sense of wonder, straddling the line between science and spirituality. Philosophers like René Descartes once believed that this gland was not just another part of the body, but the very seat of the soul, the bridge between the physical and the divine. But what exactly makes the pineal gland so unique? Why did ancient civilizations revere it as a sacred link between the body and spirit? One of the most intriguing aspects of this gland is its unusual activity between the hours of 10 p.m. and 3 a.m., a period considered by many spiritual traditions as a time of deep stillness and reflection. During these quiet hours, the distractions of daily life fade away. The mind settles, and something remarkable happens. The pineal gland seems to awaken, subtly connecting us to invisible dimensions and possibly revealing profound truths about our inner nature and the fabric of reality itself. It is during this window that dreams become more vivid, thoughts feel more profound, and the veil between worlds seems thinner. So let me ask you this. Have you ever wondered why night is such a powerful time for meditation and introspection? Why do our dreams speak louder and our emotions feel deeper during these sacred hours? Perhaps, just perhaps, the pineal gland holds the key. Let's take a look at what actually takes on between the hours of 10 p.m. today and 3 a.m. So let's get to the bottom of the mysteries surrounding the pineal gland and figure out why these moments are so remarkable. During this voyage, we will discover significant aspects of our existence and consciousness, which will be revealed through the intersection of science and spirituality. In order to gain an understanding of the pineal gland's influence, it is necessary to investigate not only the scientific aspects of the gland, but also the mysteries that surround it. This includes investigating its anatomical traits, endocrine functioning, and the essential hormones that it generates. The pineal gland is a tiny gland that is shaped like a pine cone and is situated in the middle of the brain in the space that lies between the two hemispheres of the cerebral cortex. It is roughly 150 milligrams in weight and is somewhere between 5 and 8 millimeters in length. Despite its diminutive size, it exerts a tremendous amount of effect. Located in close proximity to the thalamus, which is a part of the brain that is accountable for the transmission of sensory and motor information to the cerebral cortex, the pineal gland is strategically positioned. The fact that it is situated in the middle of the body is not merely a coincidence. According to the beliefs of a great number of spiritual traditions, this position is significant because it represents the point of meeting between the physical and the spiritual. The pineal gland, which is a component of the endocrine system, is responsible for the production of hormones. These hormones are then discharged into the bloodstream, where they have an effect on a variety of organs and systems. Because of its major function, it is responsible for the regulation of critical biological cycles, such as the circadian rhythm, which is the internal biological clock that we have. Melatonin is the hormone that is produced by the pineal gland that is among the most well-known. Regulating the circadian rhythm, which is responsible for determining our sleep-wake habits, is an essential function of this hormone. Melatonin is one of the most important hormones in the body since it not only controls sleep but also acts as an antioxidant, preventing damage to cells caused by free radicals. It also has anti-inflammatory properties, which means that it protects the body from chronic inflammation, which can be a contributing factor in the development of a number of disorders. Due to the fact that this hormone is sensitive to light, it is possible that being exposed to artificial lights at night can disrupt the quality of sleep that one gets. For this reason, it is vital to refrain from using electronic devices and to restrict exposure to artificial lights in the hours leading up to bedtime in order to achieve the highest possible level of melatonin production. Along with melatonin, the pineal gland is responsible for the production of a number of other essential hormones that have an impact on our overall health and well-being. One of these is serotonin, which is frequently referred to as the hormone of happiness. Serotonin is a neurotransmitter that has a significant part in the regulation of mood along with sleep, hunger, memory, and learning. It also plays a function in the facilitation of communication between neurons. A vast variety of physiological and psychological processes are influenced by serotonin, which plays a role in the transmission of messages between nerve cells. Serotonin levels that are adequate are essential to the maintenance of a state of emotional equilibrium. Serotonin levels that are low are connected with emotions of depression and anxiety, while serotonin levels that are adequate are related with feelings of well-being and happiness. With regard to the realm of cognition, serotonin has an effect on both learning and memory. Studies have shown that having sufficient quantities of serotonin can boost memory capacity and make learning easier, whereas having insufficient levels of serotonin is related with difficulties in both cognitive and memory functions. A shortage in serotonin can have a number of negative effects, including an impact on mood sleep issues such as insomnia and changes in appetite, which can lead to either an increase or decrease in weight. Memory issues and difficulties concentrating are also rather prevalent, and they have a negative impact on one's capacity to carry out day-to-day activities and acquire new knowledge. Vasotocin, which is arginine, is yet another hormone that is produced by the pineal gland. Because of its intrinsic analgesic qualities, this hormone is responsible for producing a full and restful sleep. It is a lesser-known fact, but it plays a significant part in ensuring that the quality of sleep is maintained, particularly during the phase of the sleep cycle. That is the deepest one. Further chemical that the pineal gland produces is called epithalamine, sometimes known as epitalon. The stimulation of neuronal processes that improve our capacity to learn and recall is facilitated by this hormone, which is crucial for cognitive function. Through its ability to synchronize the biological clock, epitalon contributes to increased longevity and mental vibrancy. On the other hand, in addition to its physiological activities, the pineal gland is frequently linked to profound spiritual ideas. Besides being an essential component of our endocrine system, the pineal gland is also commonly seen as a gateway to spirituality and enlightenment. This is because of its ability to regulate hormones. Since ancient times, this tiny gland has been respected as a center of connection between the physical body and the spiritual world. I stated this in a previous video, a connection between the physical body and the spiritual world. René Descartes, a well-known French philosopher who lived in the 17th century, was one of the pioneers who proposed that the pineal gland had a significant spiritual importance. This gland, according to Descartes, was the location where the mind and the body met, and it was considered to be the seat of the soul. It was his contention that the pineal gland, which is the single distinctive structure in the brain, ought to be the ideal intermediate for the connection between the material and the immaterial. Descartes believed that the pineal gland was the place where our thoughts and deeds originated, a point of intersection between the divine and the physical. Although it is not entirely acknowledged by contemporary scientific research, this viewpoint continues to be echoed in a variety of philosophical and spiritual traditions. It is not just Descartes who came up with the concept of the pineal gland functioning as a third eye. There is a widespread belief among both ancient and contemporary cultures that this gland is an organ of spiritual perception. It is believed that the third eye is a center of intuition and enlightenment, which enables individuals to see beyond the boundaries of their physical bodies and have access to fundamental and concealed information. Within the framework of the modern day, the pineal gland continues to be a topic of fascination. There is a widespread belief among researchers and spiritualists that stimulating this gland can result in elevated states of consciousness and a deeper comprehension of the spiritual world. Practices such as meditation, yoga, and other spiritual disciplines are frequently related with the strengthening and activation of the pineal gland, which in turn promotes experiences that are transcendental. Throughout ancient Egyptian society, the pineal gland was considered to be a representation of spiritual power. The Eye of Horus, which is considered to be one of the most iconic symbols of ancient Egypt, is a significant representation of divine protection and spiritual vision. There is a common association between this symbol and the pineal gland, which suggests that the ancient Egyptians were aware of the spiritual significance of this gland. It is believed that the pineal gland is connected to the Ajna chakra, also known as the third eye chakra in Hindu culture. Many people believe that this chakra is the hub of their spiritual vision as well as their intuition and knowledge. Enlightenment and cosmic consciousness are both said to be attained through the activation of the Ajna chakra, which can be accomplished through activities such as meditation and contemplation. There is a common thread that runs through many different spiritual traditions all across the world, and that is the concept of the third eye. There is a common idea throughout these traditions that the activation of the third eye is a process of spiritual awakening. This awakening enables individuals to see beyond appearances and comprehend profound truths about existence. However, going back to what I indicated at the beginning, the pineal gland is responsible for a significant function throughout the overnight hours, particularly between the hours of 10 p.m. and midnight and 3 a.m. Regeneration of the body and mind, as well as an opening of the spirit, are all characteristics that are frequently attributed to this historical period. I said earlier that the pineal gland is responsible for producing the most prominent hormone melatonin, and that its production is at its highest throughout the night, particularly between the hours of 10 p.m. and 3 a.m. This hormone is necessary for the regulation of the circadian rhythm, which is our internal biological clock, and is responsible for determining the patterns of sleep and wakefulness. It is because darkness stimulates the creation of melatonin, while light inhibits its production. This is the reason why exposure to artificial light can throw off our sleep patterns. Over the course of sleep, particularly in the more profound stages, the body goes through a number of processes that are designed to restore itself. In this particular instance, melatonin contributes to the synchronization of various activities, which in turn promotes effective recuperation and the optimal functioning of the body's systems. As a result of the antioxidant characteristics that it possesses, melatonin has also been linked to the prevention of neurological illnesses like Alzheimer's. In addition to this, it enhances learning and memory, underscoring the significance of getting sufficient sleep for higher cognitive functioning. Melatonin insufficiency, on the other hand, has been linked to mental health issues such as anxiety, sadness, and sleep disturbances, in addition to a variety of physical health issues. The time when it is between 10 p.m. and 3 a.m. is frequently regarded as a period of silence and contemplation, during which the distractions of the day disappear, making it possible to establish a more profound connection with one's higher aspect of self and the world. In order to make the most of the activity of the pineal gland, meditation is traditionally recommended during these hours by a number of different spiritual groups. Melatonin production can be facilitated through the practice of nighttime meditation, which can assist to relax the mind and reduce stress. When it comes to stimulating the pineal gland, meditation activities that incorporate deep breathing techniques, visualizations, and mantras are very helpful. These activities have the potential to bring about heightened states of consciousness, which results in an expansion of perception and an increase in the accessibility of deep spiritual experiences. Through the use of scientific research, it has been demonstrated that experienced meditators frequently display enhanced pineal gland activity. It has been demonstrated using functional magnetic resonance imaging that meditation can improve the function of the pineal gland by increasing the amount of blood that flows to it. Meditation is a practice that, in addition to being beneficial to one's bodily and mental health, also contributes to the development of one's spirituality. A deeper connection with the divine, increased mental clarity, and inner calm are among outcomes that can be achieved through the practice of meditation. It is a process that promises to expand perception beyond physical bounds and provide a profound connection with spirituality. The waking of the third eye, which is typically related with the stimulation of the pineal gland, is a process that claims to accomplish both. This approach comprises the utilization of particular techniques that have the potential to stimulate the pineal gland and result in spiritual experiences that are transforming. During meditation, for instance, the mind becomes more at ease and the production of melatonin rises, which both contribute to the creation of an environment that is favorable for the activation of the pineal gland. Meditation can be accomplished through a variety of methods, some of which are more beneficial than others. For the purpose of stimulating the pineal gland, you can direct your attention on the place that is traditionally associated with the third eye, which is the spot between the eyebrows. At this moment, it may be beneficial to visualize a brilliant light or a symbol of enlightenment in order to augment the effect. Breathing techniques such as diaphragmatic breathing and alternate nostril breathing are well known for their potential to boost attention as well as their relaxing effects. Engaging in deep breathing not only oxygenates the brain, but also encourages a profound state of relaxation, which in turn makes it easier for the pineal gland to become active. Getting plenty of exposure to natural light, particularly in the early morning hours, is absolutely necessary for the pineal gland to remain in good health. Light from the sun helps to maintain a healthy circadian rhythm and encourages the generation of melatonin in a balanced environment. There is a huge difference that can be made by doing things like spending time outside and letting sunlight into your home. On the other side, it is equally vital to limit the amount of time spent in artificial light. Particularly in the hours leading up to bedtime, melatonin production can be inhibited and the sleep cycle can be thrown off by the blue light that is released by electronic devices, such as cell phones, computers, and other electronic gadgets. By utilizing blue light filters, reducing the brightness of the screen, and cultivating an atmosphere that is dark and peaceful at night, one can assist in maintaining the pineal gland's active and healthy state. By devoting yourself to these techniques, you will experience a variety of benefits, including profound emotions of serenity and connection, enhanced mental clarity, and vivid visions. In the course of meditation, it is possible that one may have the sensation of internal lights or vivid colors. This is a sign that the pineal gland is functioning at a higher level. A common association between the activation of the third eye and an extension of consciousness is that of the third eye. It is possible that this growth could result in a perception that goes beyond the physical senses, which will allow for a more profound comprehension of the nature of reality and the cosmos. Consequently, this results in an increase in intuitive abilities, a heightened capacity for empathy, and a heightened sense of oneness with the cosmos. A state of heightened consciousness is achieved through this experience, which is comparable to a voyage of self-discovery and enlightenment. During this trip, the understanding of the self and the cosmos become intertwined. Furthermore, it is via this expansion of consciousness that one is able to gain access to more profound levels of perception and comprehension. When the third eye is open, the mind is no longer restricted to the information that is gathered by the five senses. As time goes on, it starts to become aware of subtleties and energies that were before unnoticed. The activation of the third eye can be interpreted as a subtle but profound transformation that occurs inside oneself. This expansion of consciousness can be perceived as a transformation. It is through this process that the mind becomes more tuned to invisible realities, allowing thoughts, feelings, and intuitions to become more distinct and significant. Following the activation of the third eye, one of the first remarkable things that occurs is an increase in one's intuitive perception. It is possible for this intuitive vision to take the form of a sensation of knowing or an immediate comprehension of situations and individuals without the need for rigorous logical examination. Through the transcendence of the ego and the concept of separation, this state of awareness fosters an understanding that all creatures and phenomena are directly connected to one another. When we begin to see the world through this awakened perspective, something beautiful happens. We start to feel more compassion, deeper empathy, and a sincere wish to uplift those around us. The opening of the third eye doesn't just expand our awareness, it transforms us from within old patterns of thought and behavior. Those that no longer support our spiritual growth begin to fall away, making space for a new way of living that's more aligned with our inner truth and life's deeper purpose. This transformation often brings a profound sense of renewal and clarity. People begin to live with greater authenticity, clarity of purpose, and a quiet joy that radiates from within. It's important to recognize that this journey is not just a change in thinking, it's a deep inner evolution. It invites us into new realms of awareness and understanding, revealing insights that strengthen both our spiritual path and our connection to the universe. Thank you for choosing to walk this path with me. If this message spoke to your heart, please consider giving the video a like and subscribing to the channel. It truly helps. And if you believe someone else could benefit from this message, don't hesitate to share it. Lastly, I'd love to hear your thoughts and experiences. Please leave a comment below and join the conversation. Once again, thank you for being here. Wishing you peace and light until we meet again.